Welcome to the Worst Takes of the Week. I'm your host, Sjoerd van Burken. I have certifications in physical therapy, personal training, as well as acceptance and commitment therapy. We're going to be looking at some misinformation as well as some poor advice. This is meant to be used for entertainment and educational purposes only, and not a substitute for medical advice. I hope you enjoy.
The greatest force you can develop is isometrically. The barbell's not moving at all. It's at zero velocity. All right? That's where you produce the greatest force isometrically. When they test your absolute strength, they test it isometrically, not by how much you bench, squat, or deadlift.
I'm sure the greatest force we can produce is eccentrically, not isometrically. I might be wrong on that. Let me check, actually.
Is the greatest force humans can produce isometrically or eccentrically.
Alright, it took me one short Google search to find that the greatest force humans can produce is typically an eccentric contraction, where the muscle lengthens while activated. So first of all, you're just wrong. The greatest force a human can produce is not isometrically, it's eccentrically. Now, why would people test strength isometrically with these tests, with these machines? Because it's more controlled, because there's no movement involved, because it's static. In measuring things, it's very important to have the same values, the same performance every single time. So if you do things in an eccentric motion, where movement is involved, it might become less accurate. If you want to reproduce it, if you have movement involved, it becomes less accurate. If you do it isometrically, it is more controlled, more accurate. That's the reason why people test isometrically, not because it's our greatest force and that you should train isometrically everything. Train things through movement, through full range of motion. That's the best way to build strength, to build your body. Not doing isometric exercises, they are suboptimal. Only for certain rehab purposes can isometric exercises be optimal. Terrible advice.
For help with his chronic knee pain. After formally assessing him, I saw that he squatted into his right side and his right foot pointed out more than his left, as well as pointing his right foot out when he side lunged, and when asked to correct it, he lost his balance. With this information, I decided to challenge his foot strength and realized that he lacked a lot of stability. And after giving him a lecture on the importance...
Okay, another therapist that is hung up on alignment and biomechanics for pain, for chronic pain. It's just such outdated and bad advice. Chronic pain needs a biopsychosocial approach. It has, more often than not, it is not about alignment. There are so few cases of people with chronic pain where alignment or your biomechanics are the main or only reason. Why can someone experience improvement in their pain doing these exercises? Because first of all, exercise is just an amazing way to produce positive hormones, produce positive endogenous chemicals, as well as stimulating blood flow, as well as calming down your central nervous system to an increased oxygen throughout the body. Because nerves, guess what? They love oxygen, they love increased blood flow. Now, what is another reason why exercise is so good for pain? It's something called graded exposure. Graded exposure, in most cases, is the most important part of the biomedical side of chronic pain. As you saw in this video, this guy did 4-5 exercises before he tried doing his squat again, and they claim he felt a reduction in pain. Now, is the reduction in pain because of the better alignment? Couldn't she have just changed his alignment then, and then it would have been good? No, because the alignment is not the reason why his pain improved. It is likely due to graded exposure, getting the body used to the movement, working up to the big movement, and letting your body know that it's fine, that it's safe to do, that it's okay to do. Alignment theories, as well as biomechanical reasoning, sounds super appealing. It just makes sense. It is easy to explain to people, but they do not address the whole picture, and they do not address the root problem of pain and how pain works. We really need to start moving away from these outdated models and start moving towards the biopsychosocial model that has been out for 40 plus years already. We need to do better. If alignment and perfect biomechanics were the solution to pain, then I would wish the best of luck to people with only one limb, to people with scoliosis, to people in general, because guess what? Most people, almost everyone, has some kind of misalignment. Either your left foot or your right foot has more caving in. Either your left knee or your right knee is more twisted inwards. Your left shoulder is higher than your right shoulder, etc., etc. People are not meant to be perfect. People don't have to be perfect to go through life without chronic pain. You don't have to be perfect. People are not meant to be perfect. Stop using alignment theories and biomechanical models to explain pain. Please stop it. We need to do better. No weights, no supplements, just one meal a day. Hey, that's great, man. That's great. You can do one meal a day. That works perfectly fine for some people. You can do 3 meals a day. You can do 2 meals a day. You can do 4 meals a day, 5 meals a day. The amount of meals you have on a day doesn't matter that much, as long as you get all the nutrition in that your body requires. There are arguments made that having multiple meals on a day is more beneficial. There are not that many arguments made for performance and functioning that 1 meal a day is more optimal. The argument for 1 meal a day might be for weight loss, etc., but not necessarily for performance. But it doesn't matter that much. 1 meal a day is fine. I don't have a problem with this video. He has a great physique, as anyone can see. The problem I have with this video is not with the video itself, it's with the most liked comment. Tanner Bliss Fit says, OMAD diet increases growth hormone production by up to 2000% in some studies. Good, man. It's such useless information. It has no practical implication because one study found an increase in hormone production. What hormone production was it? What effect did it have on the people that were in the study? What did the study compare it to? Did the study compare an OMAD diet to eating nothing? Like, where did the 2000% come from? And it's a problem I have, and it's a problem that arises with the biohacking sphere, the biohacking industry, as this, oh, do this and your testosterone will go up by 2000%. Oh my god. Stop jerking off. It's gonna increase your strength by 20,000%. Oh my god. Andrew Huberman said something like, swallow your saliva in the morning. It's gonna, it's gonna make you fly the next day. It's so fucking... Like these biohacking terms, these testosterone increased by 2000%. There should not be any space for this. This is useless information. It is confusing information, and we need to do better. We need to stop with this.
Strength movements to increase your speed because it mimics the joint angles you produce force from in acceleration and max velocity. It also facilitates hip extension, which is the primary mover of sprint speed. When doing this exercise,
there's nothing wrong with doing this exercise, but putting so much emphasis on the golden exercise to improve your speed, the golden exercise to do this, that, etc., is silly. Doing exercises that are explosive and require speed are good in increasing your explosiveness and speed. You don't have to reproduce the sprinting angles or the optimal angle of the exercise to increase your speed. If you want to become faster, improve your sprinting, do more sprinting. The weight room is not meant to improve your skills. It is there to lay a foundation in strength, speed, coordination, etc., not to improve your skill. You don't have to mimic the sprinting in the gym. Leave it for the track. Leave the sprinting, the skill building on the track. Just do things that are either going to strengthen yourself, reduce injury, or improve your speed, agility, etc. You can use the gym for that. But stop being so hung up on finding this perfect exercise. Bad advice.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. Hammer curls are stupid, and if you do them, so are you.
Are you a serious lifter who's really frustrated with the current state of social media? Are you constantly confused because all these different people are saying all these different things?
I am a serious lifter that is really frustrated with the state of social media. Thank you for asking.
This is a mistake, this is better, this is worse. If you are, the only way to actually get around that is...
Yes, there's way too much information out there on what is better, what is worse. And health and exercise shouldn't be that complicated, shouldn't be that complex. There's way too much information out there with different optimal golden exercises, perfect this, perfect that. There's no need for that.
The only way to actually get around that is to become educated.
Yes, we need to get educated to stop focusing on these niche details and what is perfect and what is not.
I made my new biomechanics manual. This is a manual of principles, which means that it will physics and anatomy that you actually need to understand lifting in any context. The goal of this manual is to give you the agency to make better decisions for yourself and to think for yourself so that you don't fall.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. He's doing it himself. He's doing it himself. He's missing the point. Oh my god. Oh my god. So he starts the video by complaining about everyone having a different opinion on how to do exercises, what is optimal, what is not optimal, this advice, that advice. And then he himself comes with this biomechanical book on how to do exercises. It's the same problem. Let people exercise. Exercise is important. Exercise is not complicated, and just let people challenge themselves. That's it. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to buy his biomechanical book and educate yourself on how to train in the best way, in the best angles, in the best mechanical way. That's the whole problem. People need to stop focusing on what is perfect, what mechanics are behind it, and this and that. It makes health, exercise, etc. way too complex, way too complicated. The problem people have is that they don't exercise enough, they don't challenge themselves enough, and they're overloaded, overstimulated with this information, saying you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that. Just start exercising. Start lifting weights. I don't care if it's not perfect. I don't care in what way you do it. As long as it's controlled and you keep it safe, start doing exercises. Challenge yourself, push yourself. That is all. That is all that there is to it. For 99% of people that don't want to compete, that don't want to become a professional bodybuilder, professional powerlifter, etc., you don't need the perfect mechanics, you don't need anything to be perfect. You just need to start exercising because that is the problem. That is the problem in America, that is the problem in Europe, that's the problem in Asia. People are not exercising enough. People are not challenging their bodies enough. Stop with this focusing on these details. You're missing the point yourself. We don't need your biomechanical book. We just need to start lifting. Start lifting, please. Oh my god. It's so retarded.
Are you squatting like this on the Smith machine? Not on my watch. You do not want to hinge forward and drop your hips back like you're doing a barbell squat. The Smith machine is a fixed bar path, so that forward lean plus the fixed bar path is sheer force on your spine. You lose quad activation and you're not working your glutes and hams properly because you're just compressing and compensating. Here's what to do instead. Get a plate or some sort of elevation for your heels, or you could even use squat shoes. And then you're gonna step slightly forward in front of the bar, not directly under it. Then we're gonna think tall chest and knees over our toes. We're acting like we're driving those knees over toes. This is gonna put the emphasis on your quads and glutes without overloading your back like a hinge would. So instead of sitting back into a chair, we're gonna think driving knees over toes. Your back will thank me later.
I don't even know where to start. The sheer force on your back because you're hinging your hips. What about the sheer force on your knees? No, your knees are gonna thank me for this one. Don't put your knees over your toes. The sheer force is gonna be way too much for your knees. Wrong. Your squatting position is not gonna impact whether you get injured or not. Your lower back, your back is not gonna get injured from squatting with a hinge in your hips. It will put force on your back. That doesn't mean that it's bad for your back. It doesn't mean the sheer force. We can use these extreme words to describe it. It's just a force on your back that if you let your body adapt to it, if you use progressive overload, your back is not going to be damaged from it. It's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna be a problem. The same logic she's applying, you can literally apply to her technique. If you let your knees go over your toes, that means there will be a greater force on your knees instead of your back. The sheer force on your knees is gonna be too much to handle. You're gonna hurt your knees it's not gonna happen, okay? Both squatting with your knees in front of your toes, as well as your knees behind your toes, are both fine as long as it's safe and controlled, as long as you let your body adapt, progressively overload, then there's no risk, it's completely fine, and this is fear-mongering and kind of, well, maybe not fear-mongering, but misinformation, that's for sure. She probably doesn't mean any harm by it, but it does harm in the fact that it will make people very worried, very wary about the way they're squatting. It doesn't matter that much, and at the end of the day, if you squat with more of a hinge in your hips, it's gonna focus a little bit more on the hamstrings and glutes. If you squat more with your knees over your toes and a straight up posture, it's going to focus more on your quads, just like she said. But whether it's bad for your joints if you squat with a hinge compared to squatting more upright is misinformation, is not right, and we need to do better. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to check out some of my other ones, or check out my website where I provide free resources as well as online one-on-one health coaching.